Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. As promised, here is a second part of my 4-star adventures in variant difficulty quest. We're gonna pick up right where we left off, and the next opponent is Omega Red. I'm recording these fights quite a bit later in the evening and you're gonna be able to see where the fatigue kicks in. And I just wanted to mention how important it is to play this game when you're in a good physical shape, when you're not exhausted, and because this game is really reliant on how well you can focus yourself and how agile you are, and few seconds here obviously, or milliseconds even, depend whether you're gonna go through the fight smoothly or you're gonna get smacked in the face. uh, you're gonna be able to see some of my fails later on. And so the first fight, Void versus Omega Red, obviously Void is quite good here because he can reverse that buffet heal, and which is exactly the mission. And also the great part about Void is that his abilities are just as strong for 3-star champion as they are for rank 5 5-star or even 6-star. As long as you don't get hit, it doesn't really matter which star Void you're using. He's still going to be able to get you through a fair amount piece of content, and he's definitely one of those 4-stars who's still going to be relevant for a while if you're lacking 5-star Void, because he's still going to be able to get you through content even in higher up difficulty quests, just like you can see in here. Like 4-star Void is still viable for X23 in Labyrinth of Legends and so on and so forth. So he's just overall amazing versatile champ, and there is a reason why he's so popular. The only thing in this fight that we really need to be careful is that we don't get stuck in the corner and we don't start eating the death spore damage. So as long as we can keep our spacing on the map, we're gonna be just fine. Eventually all the debuffs and buffet reverse region is gonna just take Omega down like it's nobody's business. So as you see, the fight is nearly over here. We're trying not ever to push Omega to level 2, because then the death spores will deal damage regardless whether they are up to 10 or not. So sticking to level 1s, maintaining the space on the map, is the name of the game here. So the first fight's over, 70 hits, that wasn't too bad. Next fight is Sentinel, and that's Sentinel will have Tranquility and Fisticuffs on him. We're going to be using Quake for this fight, and I think this fight will still go fairly decent. So I'm thinking who I will bring in. I was considering maybe a Cap, but no, I figured I'll go with Quake. So again, another typical Quake play, and the good thing about Quake is that you do not really give Sentinel the analysis charges, or if you do it very slowly, because you always alternate in between your heavy attack and dashback. So you do not repeat the same action twice often, and so he builds his analysis charges extremely slowly against Quake. So far so good. There's nothing too special about this. On Tranquility nodes, you just need to be careful when the timer is about to expire, because that means he's gonna lose his stun as well. And so you need to be ready for him to be punching you right after that timer expires. That has caught me a couple of times with Quake especially, and other champions too. But yeah, overall there's nothing like too difficult about this node or this Sentinel. There's one much worse in chapter 3.1, I think, where you have Oscillate and Degeneration node on him. That Sentinel is quite an annoying guy. But this one they made fairly fine. No complaints here from me. And as we can see, we're well in the fight, and Sentinel only has 4 of his analysis charges. So that's not too bad at all. Quake is just so good for any kind of difficulty contest. There are obviously certain things which she can do, but overall in the game there are not that many compared. And she can, if you learn to play Quake well, she's gonna get you through so much content. So yeah, as we see, this is already like the 4th fight I think where we use Quake, or 3rd, and she's still on 100%, and that's awesome. So we're doing well up until here. This is the last fight I think where I play fine, and then I'm just gonna get wrecked several times. At which point, after I got wrecked the first time, I should have figured time for me to go to bed and just stop playing for the night, but I just wanted to push through a bit more. And that could be a valuable lesson. Like if you are doing high level content and if you start failing, either take a break or put the game down for a while and get back to it later. You will never get great results if you're going to keep pushing through, get frustrated, still be tired and fatigued. So yeah, I guess that would be the biggest takeaway I can give you guys from these videos. Just always try and play when you are physically at your best, when you're able to concentrate, when you're able to focus on the game and react fast enough. So here's a Quake fight against Mephisto. Quake is awesome dealing with Mephistos because you never hit him, he never gains that aura of Incinerate, means you never have to deal with that pesky power gain, and you do not get the damage from the aura itself. So here so far we're doing smooth, but I think there's going to be a point where it's not going to register my heavy because, yep, here it didn't pick up my heavy attack and I got slapped in the face. So I got flustered a bit. And here's another mistake, I should not have launched that heavy attack, but oh well. So we're trying to keep it together the best we can. And let's see how we do further here. Mephisto typically isn't the hardest opponent to fight with Quake, and besides you can get quite good practice against Mephistos in AQ map 6 now as well, if they haven't changed the mini bosses. I believe Quake was a champion I used to finish Act 5 as well, Mephisto boss. She just does amazing job on him. But yeah, I got smacked again here, and you can see all these silly mistakes starting to creep in, and I'm losing my reaction time. And that's one thing with Quake, is if you're playing Quake you need to be able to refocus yourself the best you can. Just because you got hit once doesn't mean the game is over, that you're dead, and you just kind of need to get yourself out of that panic mode and try your best to carry on. I think here we go, and I think we're gonna get smacked somewhere right about here, and yes, and he gains a massive heal at the end on top of it, and Buffet Node eats my Heimdall synergy that would let me cheat death, and so that's quite annoying. I still am happy I took Heimdall in for the later fights where the Buffet part is done, but overall looking back, yeah, I completely forgot that's gonna happen. So Heimdall might not be the best component to take in when you're facing Buffet nodes. Anyway, so since Void is Incinerate immune, we just decided that we're gonna finish the fight up with Void, and it shouldn't be too big of a deal. The one thing is we're low on health and we have Suicide Zone, so we're not gonna be launching any specials, and we're just gonna build debuffs on naturally. We already have one Petrified debuff that's gonna help us keep that power gain in check. And now we're just gonna play the typical Void game, except we're gonna avoid our level 1 or any specials in fact. Okay, now we have 2 Petrify, that's perfect. He's not gonna gain any power gain at all, and his healing is also neutralized. So we're just gonna finish things up here in a minute. Right, so up until this point we're not really doing too bad overall. We just lost Quake, still haven't used any items, but the next fight is Juggernaut, so I was considering whether to revive Quake or just try and push through with Captain first. And I was like, you know what, let's just take Captain in there. Because Captain is very great against Unstoppable. I know there is a Buffet node, but if we play well we can probably bypass it for the most part. So the beginning of this fight is gonna go quite awesome. I don't think I trigger Buffet once here against him, and obviously I parry at the beginning of the fight on purpose, knowing I'm not gonna stun him, but I can still debuff I can still build up my kinetic charges. So once Fisticuffs is over, we're starting to heavy attack him, and we're doing good job so far. And it's just awesome that Cap has such a great block proficiency, and he can take so much hits in block, and he's just like a sturdy character overall. And as you see, he's perfectly comfortable punishing Juggernaut's heavy with his own heavy, and that's gonna be a really huge help. So The plan here is whenever he's unstoppable, we're just gonna parry him, he's gonna launch his heavy, and we're gonna counter it with Cap's heavy, and that's gonna nullify the unstoppable. So that's fairly easy game plan. The main thing is just to watch out we're not triggering our dexterities. And just build up to those big level 2s and hope they crit. So here comes the first, sorry, that's the second one, I believe. That was a nice crit. 46k from a 4-star, that's just amazing. And here is the place where we messed up. We missed one parry and it was over instantly. That's the big thing you need to be worried about using 4-stars in high level content, because one mistake and you're going to be done for. When you're bringing in your rank 4 5-stars and rank 5 5-stars, you can normally get smacked about a bit and still recover the fight, but it's not so much the case with the 4-stars. So we use our first revive on the path here to revive Quake, and I'm thinking, yeah, this should be easy. Juggernaut's fairly easy prey for Quake. She has class advantage. We're not gonna be dealing with any unstoppable. We just need to keep on our game. But we'll see what happens there. So he's like down on really low health. He's only on 4%. So like, yep, this is gonna be easy. And then we get smacked back down to 1%. Luckily this time Heimdall's energy saved us because his buffet counter, well, his buffet was on cooldown. So now we just need to finish this off with 1% and we're still rolling with Quake if we play well. And here we're gonna finish off the Juggernaut. And that's first revive gone. And I really should have stopped there. I should have stopped already before this, but I just can't take a hint that I'm not capable of playing at my best anymore, and I decided to carry on because I checked how many opponents are left, and I know I have left Wasp, that huge Hulk, and the main boss, and I figured that this would be a better split for the videos, so I'm just like 1% Quake. This Ultron drone has fairly simple movements, we should be able to take it. And here we get immediately slapped. That was quite pathetic. So considering what we're gonna do now, I just thought, you know what, let's just take in Void and check how he does, because I know this drone has quite annoying evade, but if we build up some debuffs, we might be doing fine. And here I believe, well, not yet, so yeah, we get smacked in the face and the same thing happens again, and I'm like, yes, this isn't going well anymore. I'm failing quite hard now. And for the last time, just go to bed, but no. We're gonna put in the second revive, and we're gonna pick up that Quake again and saying like, no, I can do this. I think I went for a smoke in between the fights, just kind of like trying to refocus myself. But once you're fatigued, and not much is gonna change there. So okay, fight starting alright, nothing bad is happening. And Quake is doing her usual Quake things, and at this point I'm still feeling like, yeah, good, we can finish this off, like, and finish off the last fight with like a decent showing, and then do the last part of the video in the morning when I feel fresh and ready to play. And so far so good. Quake's dancing in the corner like she's supposed to. Don't seem to have any issues. And about, I think somewhere about here. Oh, here's the first mistake. I let go of the heavy and lose my dexterity debuff and heal him up again. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm making the same mistakes again. And we're still trying to pull it out. He's back down to 65. I'm just dreading the moment because I know I get smacked in the face somewhere here soon. But anyways, the video is about to be over, so I just wanted to say thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe. And I'm gonna finish the path off tomorrow with the part 3, and we'll upload it shortly after. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and sorry for the fails at the end, and yeah, catch you next time.